Hello friends. Today in this lecture we are going to see stereospecific and stereoselective reactions. These two are two different terms and we are going to understand these terms. I am Dr. Urmila Joshi and welcome to this channel of lectures on semester 4 Organic Chemistry of B Pharm. If you like the lectures, please hit the like button, subscribe and hit the bell icon so that you will get intimation about the further lectures being uploaded. So let us go to the lecture Stereospecificity and Stereoselectivity. If you have any difficulty during the lecture, please feel free to mail to me on this mail ID that is mentioned over here. Okay. So let us begin with what are stereospecific reactions and what are stereoselective reactions. Let us try to understand some important terms. The first term is chemoselectivity. What does a chemoselective reaction mean? It means a selective reaction of the reagent with one functional group when two or more reactive groups are present. Okay, now just try to understand this with an example. This is an alpha beta unsaturated ketone where there is an alkene and there is also a carbonyl group. When you treat this with sodium borohydride, it is the ketone that gets reduced and you get corresponding alcohol. The alkene is intact. But when you treat it with hydrogen over palladium, it is the alkene that gets reduced, keeping the ketone intact. So, selective reaction of the reagent with one functional group. Okay, there are two reducible groups. Sodium borohydride reduces carbonyl group and H2O-PD reduces the alkene. Similarly, over here, when there are two reducible double bonds, okay, lithium aluminium hydride will reduce this double bond over this because this is an alpha beta unsaturated ketone. Next term is regioselectivity. Regioselectivity indicates preferential formation of one positional isomer over the other. I think you have studied this in first year. So, this is the starting material. It contains an alkene and the reaction involved is an addition reaction. When HBr is treated with this styrene, what happens is Br adds on to the double bond at the position where there are less number of hydrogens. And H goes to a position where there are more number of hydrogens. In other words, this undergoes Markovnikov addition and 1-phenyl 1-bromoethane is formed. On the other hand, when it is treated with HBr in presence of peroxide, I think you know that anti-Markovnikov addition takes place and the compound that is formed is 1-phenyl 2-bromoethane. Okay, so one positional isomer is selected over the other. Similarly, when propene is treated with HCl, it undergoes Markovnikov addition in which hydrogen goes to the carbon containing more number of hydrogens and chlorine goes to carbon number 2, resulting in formation of 2-chloropropane. So, one positional isomer is selected, 2-chloropropane is selected over 1-chloropropane. This is a regioselective reaction. Now coming to stereoselective reaction. Stereoselective reaction is preferential formation of one stereoisomer in a chemical reaction. Okay, now these stereoselective reactions are further divided into enantioselective reactions and distereoselective reaction. Enantioselectivity or enantioselective reaction indicates selective formation of one enantiomer over the other, or formation of one isomer in excess of the other. Only if one isomer is formed in excess of the other, then it is enantioselective reaction. Distereoselective reaction is a reaction where there is selective formation of one distereomer over the other. Or in other words, formation of one distereomer in excess of the other. Let us see an example of stereoselective reaction. Okay, reduction of ketone using lithium aluminium hydride. This is the starting material. This starting material, I am sorry about this. This should have been a straight line, not a thick line. Okay. This starting material reduces the ketone. When it reduces the ketone, this product is formed in 92% amount and this product is formed in 8% amount. And so the reaction selects one stereoisomer. Now, going to enantioselective reaction. Okay, look at this. Allyl alcohol. When allyl alcohol is treated with a peroxide in presence of other catalyst, what happens is this peroxide is formed in 95% amount. This peroxide is formed in 5% amount. So there is 90% enantiomeric excess formed. And therefore, this reaction is called as enantioselective reaction. Now, enantiomeric excess that we are talking about is also expressed as EE. Okay, enantiomeric excess is also expressed as EE. Enantiomeric excess. And enantiomeric excess means how much excess of one product is formed. So this is 95, this is 5. So 95 minus 5 will be 90% enantiomeric excess. This is distereoselective reaction. Look at this. 4-methyl cyclohexenone. When it is methylated at the double bond, what happens is this product, the first product that is shown, that is a trans product. Because why? Because this methyl group and this methyl group do not have same are not pointing in the same direction. Therefore, this is a trans product is formed at 98% and the cis product is formed at 2%. So the reaction selects one distereoisomer over the other and therefore this is called as distereoselective reaction. Now, coming to a stereospecific reaction. A stereospecific reaction is a reaction. This is a stereospecific reaction. It is a reaction in which two stereoisomers react differently in a chemical reaction. Okay. IUPAC has explained stereospecific reaction as a reaction in which the starting materials differing only in the configuration are converted to stereoisomeric product. So, if you start with R2-chlorobutane and convert it to 2-butanol via SN2 reaction, then the product formed is S2-butanol. Okay. Two stereoisomers react differently. If you start with R2-chlorobutane, you will get S2-butanol. Whereas, if you start with S2-chlorobutane, you will get R2-butanol. So, SN2 reaction is stereospecific. Remember, every stereospecific reaction is stereoselective. When there is a possibility of formation of two isomers, S and R, the reaction chooses one isomer. Okay. So it is stereoselective also. Every stereospecific reaction is stereoselective, but every stereoselective reaction is not stereospecific. You have to remember this. And remember, in terms of starting material and product, stereospecific reaction deals with the starting material. So two stereoisomers react differently. Okay. Whereas stereoselective reaction talks about the product. When there is a possibility of formation of two products, the reaction pathway chooses one. That is a stereoselective reaction. Okay, look at this. When cyclohexene, 1,2-dimethyl cyclohexene is treated with platinum hydrogen, then you get about 70 to 85% of the cis product and 30 to 15% of the trans product. Now, the reaction pathway chooses one isomer, one distereomer over the other. So, it is stereoselective. But is it stereospecific? It is not stereospecific because the other product of this is not available. I think all of you know this cyclohexane. Cyclohexene can exist only in the cis conformation. A six-membered ring with one double bond cannot exist in trans conformation. So other starting material is not available. And so this reaction is not stereospecific. Look at this. There is reduction of the double bond. When there is reduction of the double bond, the resultant product formed is a trans product. If you look at this with respect to OH, this is a trans product. Okay. And the reaction has chosen this product, so it is stereoselective. But is it stereospecific? Yes, it is stereospecific. Why? Because if you start with this product, have a look at this. If you start with this product, just a minute. Instead of this, if you start with this starting material, okay, then the resultant product will be different. So this reaction is stereospecific also. Now an exercise, identify whether the following reaction is stereospecific and or stereoselective. Have a look at the reaction. Is this reaction stereo? First, decide whether it is stereoselective, because if it is not stereoselective at all, it need not be stereospecific. Now, this reaction chooses one distereoisomer in 99% over the other. This is hydroxylation reaction. It chooses one distereomer over the other, and therefore this is stereoselective. Is it stereospecific? Try to think whether this is stereospecific. I leave the answer to you. We will discuss it in the next lecture. The next question is, how are you going to synthesize product B? Okay, you have done this in first year, so think about it. We will start the next lecture, or I will put the answer on YouTube. Just try to think about it. Okay, with that, we are ending this lecture. Once again, if you have any difficulty, please feel free to mail to me. The mail address is given on the first slide. And if you like the lecture, if you feel your concepts are clear, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so that you get intimation about further lectures uploaded. Thank you very much.